Ben, I think this is still loading. Okay, so let me restart my timer. Pause, cancel, restart. Okay. Hey, I'm Ben, a product designer. Okay, I code, I research, I design. Product designer based in Stockholm. Okay, great. So we're on the homepage here. Let's scroll down. So we're meeting Ben. We're seeing some of Ben's work. We're seeing product design, app creation, crowd surfing redesign. We're seeing what Ben did for each project. So I'm seeing user research, usability testing, market research, design, some development, app creation. Ben is telling us this one was a self project, okay? This one was a course project. This one was a self project. This was for client, okay? I love that context, that detail. Then we have this bottom section where we can get to the resume. It looks like this bottom section is kind of communicating to us a little bit of what a glimpse of Ben's resume, really. It looks like we're showing education and skill here. Let's go back up to the top. Contact, there's no contact link. I don't see a contact in the footer. I would strongly encourage you to add a prominent contact somewhere. When it comes to understanding what Ben does, this whole section, right? This whole top section, I'm wondering if there's a way to consolidate this because you're repeating yourself a little bit. This, I'm Ben, I'm a product designer. This says I'm a product designer based in Stockholm. And then this I like because it's explaining to us what makes you unique. You have a background in computer science, data science, user research. You have a master's in UX. Okay, great. So those are helping to immediately set you apart from other candidates. I love this little presentation of the icons. It's very clever and it's visual. It catches my attention. I think my feedback to you would be, I wonder if we can just simplify this top section. Could you say, hey, I'm Ben, a product designer based in Stockholm, and ditch this somehow? Or could you add the Stockholm thing in here somewhere? Okay, I'm just now seeing the mail button. It's weird. I can't click on them, or if I can, like, it seems like it's only clickable if I put my mouse in this tiny little section. So I would be just maybe fix that. Let's click into one of Ben's projects. Let's click into the client project. But for everyone watching, the way Ben has presented the projects on the homepage is amazing. It's communicating the level of context that I need to get a sense of Ben's experience, so that even if I never clicked into any of these and I got busy and had to go to a meeting or the fire alarm went off or something, I would be like, oh, wow, Ben would kind of stick in my head. And I would think, Ben seems like he has a lot of great experience because I see the project, I read this stuff, and I'm user research, UX design, UI design, and I'm getting a sense of Ben's experience. One thing I just noticed, I am not a fan of like excessive use of motion and stuff. I guess that's the only place it was on the page. I mean, every time you have motion, it can be adding to page load time. And to me, I think one of the things I live by is I always want to justify why I have stuff in my design. So I would challenge you, why did those leaves need to move there? I don't know. Maybe you're showcasing your development experience, but let's click into this one. Okay, so this one is sing along. I love the top section. If I were you, instead of just having a purple background here, could you show us some of the product? Could you have some of the deliverables? Are there user flows? Are there wireframes? Are there visuals you could put up here, right? Again, think of it like you're shopping and you're looking in the windows, and whatever you see in the windows makes you want to walk into the store. Imagine if this page is like a shopping experience and this top section is the window at the mall. Like, you want to show some of your work to kind of entice people to click in and see the details, right? Okay, so what is Sing Along? A singing app that tries to bring the best musics to singers around the world. Okay, spell check. It should be music, not with an S. So task, role, timeline. Great. Nice level of detail. Then we go in here. Okay, we're having motion, and this is kind of growing. So this is, I don't know if this is the before or after. So think about how can you add context? How can you explain the visuals? Don't just show me the visual, explain the visual, because I'm here looking at this and there's probably parts of this that are very interesting or that were very strategic, but I don't know that because you didn't explain it on here. And explaining it could mean, you have some text over here, or you have text here, and then there's a thing pointing to this and you're describing why this is here, or you have this area with a rectangle around it and you're explaining what this is all about. What's this fire icon? I don't know. Okay, so it looks nice, but I want you to explain a little bit about what I just looked at. So development process, you know what you could do here? You could say time, like this was a 10-week development process. I don't know, I just made that up. So we've got some of the things you did. Okay, that was this iterative thing. So the first challenge, cool. So you were the only designer on the team. Super helpful context. There are spaces in between the bullets, which are beautiful and make it easy to read. Okay, competitive analysis. So we looked at a bunch of other stuff. Great. It looks like, okay, congratulations that you did not just do a screenshot of some competitive analysis Google Doc, which is not very helpful. I don't need to know every single detail of the competitive analysis, but you clearly looked at a lot of different products, and it really came down to, it looks like, a couple of key themes in terms of what you were looking at, how easy it is to sing songs or share stuff. This kind of looks like a link. I don't know why it needs to say shown below. Let's keep going though. So you did a competitive analysis, finding what stakeholders want. Okay. So you did some research. I think this could be clearer because I'm curious, how many people did you talk to? Was it in person? Was it remote? Was it a survey? I don't know. Could you say like 30 user interviews or usability testing and surveys or something? I don't know, but let's see if we can figure it out. So you need to have someone read this for spelling and grammar, because I've been noticing a lot of just small errors that you definitely want to fix. You ask them. So who is them? I don't know. I guess it's the stakeholders, but okay. So you did this. You came up with this journey map. So was this like a workshop you did with them? I'm kind of unclear, but let's keep going. So you did interviews. Okay, so you're interviewing people at the company. I like this. This is pretty clear. I would like to know how many. Again, wherever you can quantify things. You did 7 interviews. You did 20 hours of interviews. You did a survey with 500 responses. Think of how you can quantify that stuff, because that helps communicate the size of the project and what you did and your experience. It's very different than, someone that has only done user research with like 3 people or something. So we're clear on the needs of the different internal users. And then you have these, I like how you kind of highlighted these challenges in a different color. That's very clever. So now we're getting into the actual research process. Okay. Instead of just having a title of research process, could you make this a full sentence? Over the course of 3 weeks, I conducted 30 user research interviews and 7 surveys to understand how, millennials use sing-along karaoke apps or whatever it was, right? That would provide a lot more detail than just saying research process. All of a sudden, you're introducing this font, which is a little weird to me. I would probably not do that and just have a more readable font. Research findings, again, instead of just saying results, could you say, based on the research, 3 key themes emerged. Theme 1, theme 2, theme 3, whatever those are, right? because it's nice we have these purple titles, but I still then have to read all this stuff, and that's a lot to read. Can you, the really, really key takeaway is, instead of using 1 or 2 word little titles, what would be the one sentence that kind of summarizes this stuff below, right? Okay, let's keep going. So then we have persona, same comments apply. This text feels weird. Could it be over here for this woman and over here for this woman? Then we get to the design. You had these challenges. That's nice. Now we're getting to the process. Okay, you kind of labeled these. What user flow is happening here? This is, yeah, what's happening. Bonus points if you bring this here and you're like, Tilda wants to go singing with her friends. And this is what she does in the product. Tilda does this, then she comes here, then she does that, etc. Let's keep going. So we focused on the homepage, okay? Current design, new design. This is what I'm talking about, everyone. Like labeling your designs so we know what it is, labeling, annotating parts of it so we know why certain parts are there. So I'm not just looking at the screen, but I know this strategy behind it. Okay, picking songs. These titles are getting lost. I wonder if you could have this be way bigger and it's like user flow. Picking songs to what? Listen to sing along with? I don't know. Singing experience. Okay, some of these need labels. Like, I don't know what, there's 3 screens here. I don't know, is this like, I can't even brainstorm what this is about. What are these screens? Give them a label, give them a title, or if they're different states of the screen, tell us like what is happening in this user flow. Saving experience, okay. Profile page, okay. Then you did testing, second iteration, okay. So it feels like you've done 6 minutes there. You've done a great job, you know, especially showing the final deliverables and things like that, all the labeling, the context, etc. What happened after this launched, right? Is there some type of end of this project in terms of results, since this was for a real company? If there are not, could you include some lessons learned? I think the real area of improvement here is just working on the readability and scannability of this. Sometimes titles get lost. Sometimes you're making me read a lot of text where, for example, with this, could we summarize the user research findings into 1 or 2 sentences in this purple font? Imagine if someone is scrolling down this page and they're only reading this type of font, like headlines, I call them. Would they get the gist of what is going on, right? Other than that, really, really great. I just caution you with your use of motion. It's a little distracting. Also, it can make some people motion sickness, such as myself. Okay, let's go to the next one. If you have to leave, don't worry. We have 3 more, which means we're probably going to run 20 minutes over. Okay, next